Brock Purdy's performance so far in his NFL career, and I am here to present Brock Purdy with the bouquet of flowers like he so rightfully deserves. Because in Brock Purdy's career, he is 13-1 as a starter. His only loss is to the Eagles in the playoffs, and we know how he had to come back in with a broken elbow and will his team to a loss, unfortunately, because there was nothing else left in the tank for San Francisco at that moment. In his career, he's got 69% completion, 2,645 passing yards, 22 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's only been sacked 19 times in his career and has 114 passer rating. He's literally getting sacked one time a game. I think the math was about 1.35. So Brock Purdy is constantly protected. He's constantly upright. He's behind a very solid O line. Trent Williams is a first ballot Hall of Famer the moment he steps out of the league, once he gets into his eligibility. He is a very blessed man, Brock Purdy, to play for the San Francisco 49ers. This year, 72% completion, 1,271 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, 123 passer rating on the season. Let's not sit here like we have for a couple of seasons now. I wasn't podcasting when Brock Purdy first came onto the scene, but I was still watching the game very closely, formulating everything for the NFL with AJL, and we came out in February. But I was not actively producing content when Brock Purdy was playing or originally got into playing because of Jimmy G going down with the injury. But let's not discount what Brock Purdy's done. Yes, he might not be the best athlete, but he moves around better than Jimmy G, and he can move in the pocket, and he can make a lot of throws. He might manage the game to an expert level, but it is winning him ball games. And that's what matters. We all want to praise Patrick Mahomes for his 80 wins, 20 losses record. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has an 80% win percentage through his first 100 games in his career. And Brock Purdy could be trending towards that. Hell, if not better, starting 13-1 in his career. I'm here to give Brock Purdy his flowers because he absolutely deserves it. Let's not discount what he's done. Let's not discount where he landed. Let's not forget the fact that he was the last player in the draft. How can you not like Brock Purdy? Dead last pick in the draft, playing super unlike he did at Ohio State. Then he's filling into a Niners team perfectly, who is right in the middle of their Super Bowl window. And they were right in the middle of their Super Bowl window the moment that he was asked to jump in and produce. And he did it at a high level, and he's been doing it at a high level. And just because it doesn't look like a Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence doesn't mean that you can't give him his credit. I'm not going to sit here and say that Brock Purdy is elite. I'm not even going to sit here and say, no, I'll take that back. Brock Purdy is very good because 69% completion, 22 touchdowns and 4 picks and a 13-1 record in your NFL career, no matter your setup, is very good. I'm not going to say elite because I don't think he could overcome instability. And I'm just being real about Brock Purdy here. If things weren't lined up the way that they were in San Francisco, of course, we're having a different conversation about Brock Purdy. But we've all said, y'all remember that 2021 loaded quarterback draft class? Oh, any of these guys would be lucky to go to San Francisco because of Shanahan, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel. Now he's got Christian McCaffrey making him super comfortable. We know the offensive line. We know the defense. We know the coaching. We know the front office that San Francisco presents. So who wouldn't want to go play in San Francisco, especially at quarterback? It was literally a match made in heaven for Brock Purdy. The way that they draft, the players that he walked into, the franchise that he walked into. And I've just kind of taken a back stance or, been on the back burner, kind of a stepping off to the side on my stance on Brock Purdy. Not good, not bad. I just didn't really have a take on him, but I know he's winning ball games. And I know he's a quarterback for the best team in the NFL right now and the team that's more than likely going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl and will probably win the Super Bowl this year as of right now and up until the point of how they're playing. Brock Purdy is lights out. I get it. It's not super sexy. And I feel like when Jimmy G came in and was only having to pass for 8 or 9 times in a championship game and under 50 times in a total playoff run en route to a Super Bowl loss, that kind of messed with all of us. Like, had we really seen a quarterback kind of just manage his way in a good way all the way to a Super Bowl like that, like outside of Brady? Brady wasn't a game manager. He could overcome adversity. He can make big plays when he needed to. We saw the same with Russell Wilson. We saw the same with Patrick Mahomes. But knowing that Brock Purdy is doing it at a high level, despite of where he's at, you have to give him credit for it. You can't take it away from him because he's doing great things with the tools that he was given. Because again, anybody would love to go to San Francisco. Anybody would love to go to San Francisco and play quarterback, especially when they had picked Brock Purdy. And even within the last few drafts, everyone talks about how great and prime of a destination that San Francisco is. I know it's unconventional. I know it's not type A, mainstream, super big highlights, but he's doing what he's asked. He's not turning the ball over and he's winning football games. And he's accurate and makes good decisions. What more could you ask out of a dead last pick on your team that's not even making $1 million a year yet? And I can't wait to see when Brock Purdy does get his bag. It might not be massive, but if he gets 40 million over 4 years, 160 million total, I'm cool with that. That's a Daniel Jones type of contract. That's a Derek Carr type of contract. And Brock Purdy is currently playing better than both of those quarterbacks. I get it. He's only 14 starts into his career. Totally get that. I get it. He's only been sacked 19 times. It's very rare to say that a quarterback's only been sacked that many times. But I'm not going to sit here and down Brock Purdy for his successes when he deserves all the praise, all the flowers,